Welcome to my home lab. In this new video, we're going to use OpenMediaVault to install PiHole with Docker Compose. Today, we install PiHole on our OpenMediaVault system. You have to make sure Docker is installed in OpenMediaVault 7. I have a video about that. You found the link in the upper right corner here. So we install PiHole. I have a lot of information here. Today we install it in Docker. If you open that, you have a link to the GitHub page. Again, with a lot of information. So we open our OpenMediaVault with admin and the password, log in, and we are at the dashboard. We go to services, and if we have installed Docker, you see here Compose. You open it and you have a lot of menu items. The first thing we do is files. Here we create our Docker Compose. You see I have here Nextcloud from a previous video. So we go to add new, and we have here the file. First the name, PiHole. Description, you can leave it out or PiHole again. And here we put the code. Have prepared everything. I copy it and paste it in. As you can see, we have services, PiHole, the host name, PiHole, networks. I'm going to explain that in a minute. The container name, PiHole, image, PiHole/PiHole latest, and the ports. We have 53 TCP, 53 UDP, 67 UDP, port 80 and 443 for the dashboard, and 123 for the time server. If we don't use a MacVlan network, we have a problem with port 53, because 53 is in use in most Linux systems. Therefore, it's good to create a MacVlan network. More about it later. Then we have environment, the user ID, the time zone, and don't forget the password. So if we install it and we're going to log in for the first time, the password is going to be password. It's only for testing, so it's no problem about that. Then we have volumes. Change to compose data path. That's inside the settings from Docker Compose on OpenMediaVault /etc PiHole 2 /etc /PiHole inside the container. Then we have net admin, sys time, and sys nice. Restart unless stopped. And here you configure the networks, MacVlan network, the name, and external true. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a MacVlan network on our networks tab. You see it here, network. But first we save that. We save the file. It only take a minute. Et voila. You see, the file is created, but still down. You see here, from a previous video, Nextcloud, the status is up. It's running. See here, we have ports. PiHole, not yet. So, we go to networks. You see here, the bridge network, the host network, and the non-network are standard from Docker. The Nextcloud default network is from our Nextcloud container. So we do create a network, new one, click on it. The name, we're going to use MacVlan network because we have used it in our compose file. So name MacVlan network. The driver is MacVlan. The parent network, very important, you use the right one. For me, it's ENP1SO. But for you, it can be different. Then we have the subnet. That's the network at your home for your computers. In my case, it's 192.168.0.0/16. So this means the 16 means the 0 here and the 0 here can be any number. The gateway, again, you have to look it up. Mostly is your router. In my case, it's 192.168.1. That's the address from the gateway to internet. And the last is the IP range. So this MacVlan network can have different computers. That depends on the installation here. In my case, I'm going to use 192.168.129.64/28. In a minute, we go to the IP calculator. You see that here to explain that. We save it. And voila, we have our MacVlan network. We select it and we can inspect it. We go up, see all the information, the subnet, IP range, and the gateway. Also the parent interface. For the moment, you don't see any containers because our PiHole container is not yet running. You can close that. Now we open the IP calculator. It's a website. You see here the link. You see here I have done 192.168.29.64 and 28 for the subnet. You can calculate, and then you have our network. This one we used in our MacVlan network configuration. The broadcast IP address and the first host. So the first host is 192.168.129.65. You have seen that in our Docker Compose file. The last host is 192.168.129.78. So in this case, if we use a net mask of 28, we have 14 hosts. We can have 14 hosts. If you change that, use 30, calculate, you see we only have 2 hosts. 192.168.129.65 and 66. If you only need 1 host, you can do /32. You see, only 1 host, 65. Very important here, you can only create 1 MacVlan network on Docker. So if you have multiple Docker Compose files who need a MacVlan address, you have to create one with a net mask more than 32. So I have chosen 28. I can have 14 Docker Compose files who run on this MacVlan network. We go back to our OpenMediaVault, files, PiHole. We open the edit again, and you can see here I configure the network, the MacVlan network, the name, and the IP address for this container gonna be 192.168.129.65. So that's gonna be the address for the PiHole dashboard. Another important thing is to install the environment variables. See here, PUID, PGYD, and time zone. Therefore, we show environment file, click on it, and we do that here. But what's the value of the PUID? Well, you go to the command line, you have the command ID, and you see here we are root 0 and 0, UID 0, and GID also 0. So move it away. PUID equal to 0. Enter. PGID equal 0. Yes. And the last, time zone, TZ, equal to, in my case, Europe / Brussels. That's the one we need. We go down and we save it. Now we have our file and our network. We can start the project. So we click up. Click up. We have a window. We're pulling the PiHole latest image. Et voilà. We are downloading it. Can take a moment. Et voilà. It's not so big. Container PiHole created and container PiHole started. Starting and started. Now we can close it and go to our IP address. We go back here. That's the one we're going to use. We open a new tab, paste in the address 192.168.129.65. Et voilà. I have PiHole. Can go to the dashboard. Consider upgrading to HTTPS and give the password. As you remember from the video, the password is password. We give that in the Docker Compose file. If you want, you can see that, but for now, it's no problem. We log in, et voilà. Everything is working, and we can use it in our system. We are at the end of this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up, or leave a comment. Thank you very much, and see you later.